What is going on, guys? It's the Mad Dragon. It's a Monday, the Monday after the end of the World Cup. So it's one of the last times we're going to get to do one of these videos this year. But of course, we're going to be checking out the world rankings to see what has shifted up due to those games on the weekend. And then afterwards, checking out the superbru, who won the round, and finally, who won the tournament for both the Predictor and the Fantasy League. Very, very exciting stuff. Before we jump into the world rankings, I'm going to let everyone know very early on, I am going to be doing a live stream on Wednesday. I thought it'd be a really fun way to sort of bookend the World Cup. Play some games on Rugby 22, have some chats about the rugby. You guys can get involved in the chat, ask some questions. We can go over some of the games, some of the teams, some of the players, all that good fun stuff. So there will be a live stream going on Wednesday, 7 p.m. till 10 p.m. UK time. So make sure you work out what time difference that is in your place. But hey, if you're around on Wednesday evening, drop in, say hi, and let's have some fun rugby chats and talk a little bit about the World Cup, because I always enjoy the more people involved in the stream, the more fun it is for me. So in terms of the world rankings then, they've changed up the website because of course we've got the women's games are also going on at the same time. So they've changed it now, so we've got the women's on one side and the men's on the other side. So we can check out both. There's no way to sort of filter it out, so we'll check out both, I guess, as we're here. We've not got as many games to talk about as we've had in the past. So of course we had South Africa beating New Zealand on the weekend to win the World Cup. Now, points are doubled in the World Cup final as well, so they have taken a stack of points off of New Zealand. South Africa go up to 94.54, and in doing so, Ireland actually leapfrog back over New Zealand now after losing that game. So Ireland will move up to second to see us out for the year on 90.57, and New Zealand drop down into 89.8, which is still a very high score in the rankings, right? But yeah, big loss for them in terms of the points after losing in that final. Other games that went on then, England and Argentina. England winning that one again, as they did in the pool stages, so they'll be on 85.46 and Argentina on 80.68, but no movement on the board. So we have our top 10 to see it out for the year. And one thing that is really interesting in these world rankings is just how they shift up compared to what we got to see at the World Cup. Obviously, Scotland and Australia both went out in the pool stages, and yet Australia ranked higher than Fiji. And Scotland, higher up on the board than bronze finalists. Argentina, it's kind of weird how the ranking system works. I know a lot of people don't necessarily enjoy the ranking system. I enjoy having a little bit of a look through it. In terms of the women's ranking, then top 10 switching up. Scotland jumping over the USA, go up to the 9th, USA down to 8th as well. We'll have a look at the full table to see what else has gone on in the world. It's quite interesting in the women's league, actually, to see some of these other teams that maybe in the men's league don't really, get much of a look in. Like the Netherlands climbing up into 15th place there. Fiji and Sweden also climbing up in the women's league. Kazakhstan, Hong Kong, and Samoa all dropping down. I did think I saw a score pop up on Fiji. I can't remember who they beat. I think it might have been Kazakhstan Fiji beat, and it was something like 112-0 or something. It was an enormous score. So well done to them on an enormous victory. Unfortunately, Kazakhstan falling down there. We'll keep scrolling down. What else we got going on? Portugal, Belgium, and Madagascar all climb above Colombia in the women's league. Back over to the men's side. Sweden also doing well in the men's league as well. They climb up to 37th from 39th and drop down Tunisia and Paraguay. As we'll scroll a little bit further down, nothing else going on in the women's league. And nothing else, I don't think, to talk about in terms of the men's league then. So there we go. Who are our big sort of climbers and fallers? And they've moved this down to the bottom as far as we can see here. Look at all the lot of switches were going on in the women's league. But Sweden and Ireland are the climbers in the men's league, and of course New Zealand, unfortunately, that loss in the final, dropping down one. Tunisia and Paraguay all dropping down one. But yeah, I didn't really get to see it in any videos bar the review videos. Congratulations to South Africa on securing back-to-back World Cups, and wow, look at the gap now, 94.54 up to 90.5, a 4-point difference there, just cementing South Africa back out there in that number one spot. In terms of The superbru then. Not a great round for me in this final round. It's so hard when you've just got two teams. You just got to pick who you think's going to win and back it. Starting out with the predictor, I did okay in the England-Argentina one. I said England by 8. I just about squeezed in because England won by 3, so I got my half bonus point as well. Ryan Scooby went out really high. Thought Argentina were going to have an awesome game. Argentina by 40 went for the big scores. Where you want it to be is low England, right? So Bears Gamer coming in really clutch in the last couple of rounds for Bears, getting that full bonus point all to yourself. England by 5. Man, maybe I should have gone a little bit lower there. A couple of people did squeeze in that half bonus point from Argentina, but getting within the 5. Highland, Cow, Sambuca, and Rich. A few of us all got our little half bonus point, including me somewhere. There's me down here. I did manage to get some points in that one, and then everyone else down here all going for England. What was the biggest prediction? England by 23 was the biggest prediction. A little bit of a ways out, but after that first sort of 10-15 minutes, you thought maybe it could have been something like that. England started out really strong. Fell off towards the end. On to the second game, New Zealand versus South Africa. I remember saying in the preview video, like, this game could go either way. A red card or an injury is going to switch up this one. And a red card came in. Who would have believed it? So I backed New Zealand eventually for this one. I said New Zealand by 4. South Africa taking it by that 1 point. Look at the graph in the middle here. There's so few people going for that. Ryan Scooby again went for the big points. New Zealand by 120. Unfortunately, leaving with 0 points this round, even with going for the outrageous ones. Oh, I still got a half bonus point actually for being within the 5. So you know what? Hey, we'll take that by a little bit. But where you want it to be, South Africa by 1. Wow, 4 of you guys went for 1 point. SVA, Sambuca, the Rugby Veterinarian, and Jaco Johan. All of you guys going for South Africa by 1 means you get the 0.25 split between you. You also get 3 points for a win point in the final one. Ooh. Picking the wrong team is going to screw over a lot of people there. We'll have a scroll down and see what the biggest one was as well. Stefan out there on 16 for South Africa. So in terms of the round then, what does it mean? Well, Bears Gamer, once again, he's had 2 awesome final rounds in the superbru. He's coming out on top of this one. Pick 2, win points 5, 1 match point and 1 bonus point, put you out on 7 Bears. R.O. Water comes in on second place on 6 points, along with Christy Ladders, Irish, Azamat, Nizzy, Bowie, and Footeasy. All of you guys just separated out by that TDM, and very, very little in terms of the TDM because we're quite low scoring games. The Rugby Veterinarian and Jaco Johan both splitting the 5.75, and then to finish out our top 10, a lot of people getting joint. Wow, everyone getting joint here. 5.5 going to there's going to be 2 names for me to read out. A lot of names. There we go. So from My Boyfriend Made Me Do This, all of you guys getting 5.5, getting a joint 10th place between you. A few too many names for me to read out loud and go through them all. I'll have a bit of scroll so everyone can see their names and where they ended up in the board. There's me. I still got 3. That's okay. It's so tough, man. This file having to just pick one team and go for it. You can see a lot of people getting 0, just picking the wrong way on both games, or not quite getting your picks in. In terms of the leaderboards, then, what is shifting up in this final round? Getting very excited now. Now, yeah, they've got these standings are confirmed. A little bit of a warning thing. They're not changing anything. This is what it is. I've double-checked it like 3 times. And Tha 11 comes out on top after being in the lead for the last few weeks, being able to hold it out. That gap, though, I think closed up a little bit, right? 60 points to finish on. Absolutely monstrous as a final score. Cicino falling just short on 59.25. How close that is. That is 1 game called differently, is the total different points there. Big Brain having another good tournament as well. 58.58 in 3rd place. Rugby Veterinarian coming in with an awesome final round. Climbs 6 places to finish on 58.08 to just pip Azamat, who also climbed 6 places on 58 dead. 0.08 is outrageous. That is unbelievably close between you guys. Milan climbs 1 up into 6th place on 57.75. Ricky Lou climbs 5 places on 57.25. It's so close. I'm amazed with all of these different games. It has still ended like a couple of points difference in these top 10. Foot Yeezy climbs up 10 places to 56.75. Tonderai goes in on 56.25 after climbing 7. And Sambuca manages to get in a previous winner in the superbru before in the predictor series, finishes on 55.83 to seal out our top 10 for the tournament. We'll have a bit of a scroll down so everyone can see their own names. There's still not that many points in it. People in their mid-50s. Now, my aim personally was to finish in the top 50. I'm not sure where I finished. Bowie there climbing up 19. Bears Gamer with his awesome round there, up 30 places. Goes from outside of the top 50 up to 29th. What a great way to seal out your World Cup, Bears. Mystic Tom climbing up 18. A few people dropping down a few places as well. There's me. I actually climbed one. Wow, I didn't think I was going to be climbing anywhere today. I finished in 40th. I was aiming for top 50. You know what? I'll take it. I am joint with Mr. Tash-tastic. The only thing separating us is that TDM. Big Brain Kian dropping down 11. Yako Johan climbs up 26 places. Who's going to be finishing out in that top 50? Bonjour, England, no chance of winning. Just about takes the top 50 spot on 49.5. We'll just keep scrolling down so everyone can see their name. A few people have had some big drops in this one as well. Just Gaz dropping down 24 there. Gobi, Rec, everyone having some big scores here. Connor does rugby, unfortunately for you, Connor there. Another 9 down. Highland Cow climbs 14 places to make sure you're in that top 100. And then all the way down to the bottom here where Shark Brain will be finishing us out for the top 100 spot. And as we'll scroll down towards the bottom, who will eventually take it? Alfie Brez, unfortunately, is taking the bottom one. I feel like Val Bulls and Alfie Brez have swapped round from week on week depending on what Superbru wants to do, but the wooden spoon handed eventually to Alfie Brez. But to be fair to you guys, you are on the same amount of points and the same TDM. If you want to share the wooden spoon, go for it, guys. But a massive congratulations to Tha11 for holding on to that top spot for a number of weeks and finishing with an extremely good score of 60 points. And Chicino and Big Brain finishing out in that top 3 as well. All very close, to be fair. 1.5 points separating that top 3 after so many games is absolutely insane. On to the fantasy then. Some tough games this week. Nobody really scoring very high. It was about picking that right captain. I did not. I went for Will Jordan, who didn't touch the ball. And that was a terrible decision by me. You had a lot of people doing a little bit better than me. So finishing the final in first place for this round, Villa Farrell goes in on 171.5. Congratulations to Villa Farrell. We've had a tough competition all the way through, but I think that's going to see Villa Farrell definitely cement himself doing a little bit better than me in the fantasy. Bears Gamer not only doing well in the predictor, also doing well in the fantasy as well, finishing second place on 163, and Phil coming in on third place on 154, just ahead of Juan Frosty on 153.5. Jeff, I'm new here, finishing in sixth. Mick P. Farrell finishing in 7th, Nostradive in 8th, 61st int cap please, finishing in 9th, and Analytical to seal out that top 10 on 144.5. But you can see that points difference, right? There is literally like 1 point at a time separating people out. It just goes to show how close this round was. Where did I eventually finish up? I was there. I finished in 28th this round. 135, getting that captain call was wrong for me. I tried to go all or nothing. I picked loads of New Zealand players thinking they would be able to seal out that game. I didn't really know what was going to happen with the England-Argentina game. That was a bit of my downfall. But some big names a little bit further down here. Big Brain and Foot Yeezy. 40th and 41st. You guys are competing for the top 10 in the world. Maybe the final round not going completely your way. We'll have a bit of a scroll down so everyone can see the name. You can see a couple of people didn't even crack the 100 marker. That was just the way this round went. A lot of the players this round not even scoring 10 points. And we'll be eventually finishing out with the D-Bag, who'll be finishing out on 57.5 in that top 100 spot. In terms of the players that you wanted then, who were the best players of the round? Now, really surprisingly, considering South Africa won the game and won the World Cup, there's like one South African in the best players of the round, which is absolutely wild. The best players of the round, Thomas Gaggio and Francisco Gomez Cordella. It was an all Argentinian prop. Thomas Gaggio getting 10 and Gomez Cordella getting 8 were your best props of the round. Your best hooker of the round, scoring 12, was Cody Taylor from New Zealand. In your lock department, the best lock was Scott Barrett, who scored you 9. In second place was a joint second place, to be fair. Guido Petty and Franco Mostert both scored you 8.5. In your back row, in the red bar there, which is where most of the points were scored this round, Ben Earl would have scored you 18. Gonzalez from Argentina would have scored you 15.5, and Dwayne Vermeulen scored you 12. So if you had all three of them, that would have been your best picks. In your scrum half, you can see how small that orange bar is in the scrum half this week. The best scrum half of the round, Cubelli from Argentina, 6.5. Not as big as we've seen some scores from the scrum halves over the course of this tournament. In your fly halves, then in the purple bar, if you had him as a kicker, it goes to Owen Farrell, would have scored you 24.5. If you didn't have your fly half as a kicker, the best one was actually Santiago Carreras, who scored 11.5. Your best centres in the blue was an all New Zealand lockout. Rico Ioane getting 8.5 and Geordie Barrett scoring 9. And then finally, in your back three, and there is still some big grey bars here, to be fair, with Villa Farrell and Bears Gamer. Mark Talea would have scored you 15, Bowden Barrett scored you 13, and Mateo Carreras got you 14. So, we're not talking in that big, 60 points as captains anymore. We're just in the sort of low-end double figures. Also, if you made him your kicker, Boffelli, as a kicker, scored you 20.5, but he only scored like 10 as a back three. So if you had him as a kicker, that's where some big points would have been. But if you made any of those three a captain, that is where you get to your bigger grey bars. Other than that, you're sitting down there with me with Will Jordan on his 3 points doubled up. So not the way we want it to go in terms of the leaderboard then. Let's see who takes the final game. My boyfriend made me do this. Takes that top spot on 1,924. An unbelievable score. Big Brain finishes in second on 1,905. Foot Yeezy finishing out on that final podium place on 1,881. Massive scores by all you guys. Really interesting to see actually that Foot Yeezy and my boyfriend made me do this both cracked the 60 marker in terms of tries. Big Brain didn't. Big Brain got to 57, but still finished second. That consistency in picking those better captains is such a big thing in this fantasy league. In fourth place then, Juan Frosty goes in on 1864. Phil finishes in fifth place on 1807. Cicino, after doing well in the predictor as well, 1762 to put you in sixth place. Villa Farrell, after taking this round, goes up one place into seventh on 1728.5, having only scored 39 tries, to be fair. He's only 40 points down on Cicino, who got nearly, 15 tries more? That is kind of wild. Villa Farrell picking the right consistent players and maybe not just getting all those tries. Unfortunately, in this final round, dropping down one place, but still with a very good score of 1721.5. Sparky Spartans finishes in ninth place on 1678. And to finish out that top 10, PR Azevedo manages to hold me off from getting into that top 10 and finishes on 1664.5. Congratulations to everyone in the top 10. I was just outside. I was so close. I was about 20 points off of PR Azevedo. Better captain. Maybe would have allowed me to get up there. Will Jordan was absolutely the wrong pick for me this week. So I finished in 11th. You know what? I'll take 11th. That's pretty respectable, right? Considering we've got like 135 players. I'm happy with 11th. We'll have a bit of a score on so everyone can see their names. Who was really competing against me? Kieran and me had a real big duke out across this tournament. Unfortunately, finishes in 14th for Kieran. Bears Gamer doing well in the predictor, mate, as well as the fantasy finishes in 15th on 1603. A huge comeback right in the last few rounds for you. I'll have a bit of a scroll down to see if there was any big shifts up in this final round. We're also going to check out the world rankings as well, because I want to see how people did in terms of the final world. Everyone seems to be moving 1 or 2 places, 3 or 4 there. Fantastic there, unfortunately, dropping down 8 places. Betterav dropping down 7. Oh, Mick P. Farrell climbing 7 there. Nebster up 8. Mattarello down 9. Bonjour England, no chance of winning, up 7. There is some bigger jumpers than I was expecting, actually. Oh, Devon down 12. Unfortunately for you, mate, dropping down a little bit there. Gaz MCD climbs up 10. Brumby's all the way, though. Good round for you. Climbs 21 places in the final round. Good calls there. Sambuca doing well in the predictor. Climbs up 1 more space in this final round to finish 73rd. MCFC Fan 30 climbed 18 places. Good round for you. A couple of people dropping down 12 places there. Shark Brain climbs 14 places to get inside that top 100 in this final round. Great final calls by you. I'm New Here climbs at 24 places, and Big Brain Kian climbs 12 places to squeeze into that top 100 marker. Who's going to be finishing out in 100th place? It goes to Ian, is the top 100 player there on 1049.5. We'll have a bit of a scroll down there. Look how many people got over 1,000 actually. There's some really good scores in this. We get all the way down to 117th before we just get below that 1,000 marker. 1,000 points is a lot in the sort of Rugby World Cup one, and then we drop all the way down to, unfortunately, some people who probably didn't join in. So we're 5 of you guys all sharing the wooden spoon out on 0 points, but an enormous congratulations to people doing so well. Villa Farrell for taking the round, to be fair to you, but my boyfriend made me do this. Big Brain and Foot Easy and Fwan, to be fair, all 4 of you guys have been, competed in that top 4 all the way, but my boyfriend made me do this, manages to seal out first place on 1,924 points. Absolutely exceptional. And to finish off then, we'll take a look at the world rankings to see where those guys in our team managed to finish off in that top spot. So Ray Finkel held out the number 1 spot. He's been holding that out the whole way through, right? Done absolutely amazingly. Where are our guys from our pool then? My boyfriend made me do this. 4th place in the world. Wild, absolutely wild. What a respectable score. Only 60 points off the top. I kind of feel bad for Tom Lee there. Look how close Tom Lee was to stealing that top spot there. Big Brain, unfortunately, dropping down 2 places, but still extremely well done to you. Finishing in the top 7 in the world. Foot Easy finishes in 13th after dropping down 6 places. A couple of people here did really well, like Matt 15 climbed up 8 places this round. Gifted climbing up 7 as well. Some big scores by a couple of people. And where's Fwan? Fwan's there, finishing in 21. So almost in the top 20. Top 21 in the world is still immense on a very, very good score of 1864. Oh, that is brutal, actually. I've just seen that Cosmic by 0.5. Absolutely outrageous. Unfortunate for you, Fan Frost. You didn't get it quite into that top 20, but top 21 is still absolutely remarkable. Did anyone else finish in the top 100? Yes, they did. Phil! There's our Phil finishing on that 1807. Climbed 24 places, finishes 69th in the world. So we've got another player in that top 100. I'm not sure whether we would manage to squeeze one more in. I think it was 1760 something was someone else's score. So unfortunately, not getting anyone else in that top 100, but 5 players in the top 100 are all in our pool. What an immensely competitive pool. Congratulations to you guys who did get into this top, 100 in the world, top 250. There's a whole board. You can go check out your own names if you are up there. I've managed to pretty consistently stay in the top 1,000 in the world. Okay, you know what? I'll take that. I'll take that as something. But, I mean, it goes to show just how competitive our fantasy pool is, right? That we've got some absolute monsters of the fantasy league who are competing right at the top end of the world, taking the top spot. So I don't feel too bad about finishing 11th. Hopefully you guys haven't either. Thank you to everyone who joined in over the course of the World Cup. It made it so much fun to have so many players involved. 135 is wild. Before this, I think the most we ever had was like 40. I think we might have cracked the 40 marker before. My aim for the World Cup was hoping we got 50 people in. We got nearly triple the amount of people in. It's been so much fun to get super competitive. I'm still salty about, what was it, round 4? Still salty about that, but I'll learn to let that go. But it's so much fun to have so many people involved. I hope everyone fancies joining back in for the Six Nations when that rolls around too, because I really enjoy doing these types of videos and getting to interact a bit more with you guys rather than just being me sat in front of a camera talking. I feel like I actually get to be a bit involved. We get to have a bit of competitiveness go on. But massive, massive congratulations to That11 for winning the Predictor Series, and my boyfriend made me do this for winning the Fantasy. You guys are our World Cup champions on the Mad Dragon channel, so take that with your own trophy. You might have to make one at home. That could be fun, actually. I wonder if I could make a trophy and we'll etch people's names in if they win the fantasy stuff. We could do stuff like that, right? I might think about that. That's just sort of jumped to my mind. We'll talk about that on the live stream for everyone who's there on Wednesday. But thank you so much for joining me today, guys, and joining me across the whole World Cup. It's very much appreciated for all the support you guys have shown. I'll see you all next time, guys. Bye-bye.